be advised that FATV is conducting audio and video recording of this meeting for public broadcast. I ask anyone in the audience who is recording this meeting to please identify themselves. Seeing no one, we'll skip that. At this time, I ask everyone to turn off their electric devices, please.
Hold on, hold on, you're going too fast.
At 6 p.m. we start. All right. I'm joined tonight on the committee by committee members Councillors Walsh, Zarella, Boschman, and Kuchar, as well as myself, Chair Cruz. I invite anyone in the audience wishing to speak. Seeing no one, we'll continue. And we'll now move on to our agenda. The first item on our agenda today is 019-25, an order, a loan order from 062-24, which was ordered by this council on September 17, 2024, and authorized the borrowing of $12,700,000 for various water projects. It's hereby amended and replacing it in its entirety as follows. If there's no objections, I will waive the reading and we will go to Commissioner Erickson. Seeing Commissioner Erickson.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the opportunity to be here tonight. So this is a request to modify a loan order to revise project totals due to unforeseen conditions when we originally requested the loan order last year. So the three projects that we're requesting to increase the loan order for are the rehabilitation upgrade of the Meeting House, Gatehouse, and Mare Meadow Pump Station project. These are two facilities that are very critical in our water supply system and are in need of severe need of rehabilitation due to age and condition. So the Meeting House Gatehouse is what feeds our plant, our regional plant in Westminster. So that's the terminal reservoir that feeds into the treatment plant. The Mare Meadow Pump Station is actually in Hubbardston. That's a pump station that pumps from Bickford Pond into Mare Meadow, which then flows down to ultimately Meeting House Reservoir and then flows into the regional treatment plant. So those two facilities are key for our public water supply. We're requesting to increase that to $4.3 million from an original request of $4,020,000. The second project is to up the borrowing for the Main Street water main replacement project. As you all know, we have received some ARPA funding for that project, but we need to supplement that amount that we've gotten through ARPA in order to replace both water mains on Main Street from the Upper Common all the way to Morin Square. So we're requesting to up that to $4.5 million from an original request of $4 million. And that project has been bid out, so those are hard numbers that we're very confident in. The third project is the regional roof replacement project. The regional water treatment plant in Westminster was constructed in 2001. The roof is over 20 years old and needs to be replaced. Total estimated cost of the project is $850,000, which is what we're asking to revise the number to from an original ask of $830,000. That project has already been bid out as well, so those are hard costs right there. Then the fourth project, which we had not included in the original loan order, is for the replacement of water mains on Water Street as part of the Water Street Bridge replacement project that Mass DOT is constructing. And that's to replace both water mains in between the two bridges, the one over the Nashua River and then the other bridge over Boulder Drive and the railroad. And that project, Mass DOT has actually included the scope of work as part of their project as a non-participating item. So essentially the work will be conducted by Mass DOT's contractor, but funded by the city. And the engineering design was also funded by the city. So that's where that $1.75 million request comes from. And that project just recently went out to bid, and we have a pre-construction meeting next week, actually. So we anticipate that starting this construction season as well. Happy to answer any questions. I know there's a lot of information coming at you really quickly.
Thank you, Commissioner. Questions from committee members? Councilor Zarella.
Sure. I just want to make sure that before we vote on this, all the numbers are correct. But I'm just a little confused because it looks like we're reducing the total allocation, but everything you just listed off is an increase. So I just want to make sure that we're voting on this in the proper form before we move it forward.
So I'm just going based off of the notes that I was given by John DeLine, the Deputy Water Commissioner, so maybe Jackie can explain this a little bit more
Yeah, I've reviewed this.
about this.
Yeah, I've reviewed this, the piecing together. So it is in total, it is a reduction from the
Okay.
12.7 million to 11.4. So 3 of those projects, the amounts have been reduced, and, yeah. Well, originally, Meeting House, Gatehouse, and Rear Meadow have been combined in the order. So it may have sounded like.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so
That's what I was missing.
Yes,
Okay.
that's what you're missing. So, but overall, there is a reduction in the total borrow.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to make
I think that might have been
absolutely certain,
Yeah.
just
And
so,
And I
so
can
that
send
we
you,
could.
yeah, I mean, I have it here too.
Yeah, no, I believe you.
Yeah.
I was missing it, so I wanted to make sure I had it straight in my head before we go
They
forward.
have been combined.
It had been a little confusing, but I remember when some of these projects, we kind of overshot initially, and there was some hope from Commissioner DeLine that we would come down, that we would get to this point, so, yes.
That's what I recall as well.
Councilor Boschman.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think we brought it up before, we saved money on Boulder Drive at the cost, and we're using some of that money for Main Street, and that's why the 12.7 million went down, because of that reason.
Yeah, we did come in way under budget on Boulder Drive, and that money was reappropriated to the Main Street
Right.
project as well, yeah.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I pay attention. Remember that.
I remember Councilor Boschman, thank you. Do we have any further questions from committee members?
No. When is these projects going to start this year, this spring?
Yeah, all the projects that I mentioned have been bid out. So Meeting House, Gatehouse, it's starting, but we're waiting on equipment that's been placed on order, so that really won't happen until that equipment comes in, and that'll be sometime in April, we're estimating. The Main Street water main replacement project actually started in the fall of 2024 with some work at some of the intersections. The bulk of that project will happen this construction season in 2025. The regional roof replacement project has already started. It's on hold right now just because of the weather. They'll probably resume that as soon as temperatures get a little bit warmer. And then, like I said, the Main Street or Water Street water main replacement project, that's part of the Water Street Bridges project, which will start this year as well.
My question to you, the roof main mellow, would that be done this year too? It'll be done.
Yeah.
It'll be completed this year.
Yeah, that should be completed this year. That's a relatively quick project.
And one other question. Do we get warranties on the work that we do? They do, when we outside bids?
We do. Typically, it's a year from the date of completion of the contract.
Just 1 year?
Yeah, usually it's just a year.
All right. I yield the floor.
Thank you, Councilor Boschman. This is kind of and this might be a better question for Commissioner DeLine. The plant in Hubbardston, what is the collaboration between the town and our city?
So the city actually owns 2 reservoirs in Hubbardston, and the facility that's located there is just a pump station, and it pumps water from one reservoir to the other, and then from there it flows from gravity down into Westminster and feeds the Meeting House reservoir and then ultimately our regional treatment plant. So our regional treatment plant in Westminster, again, we own the land there, and then we own the actual plant, but we have an agreement with Westminster to sell them water at a certain rate. So there's an intermunicipal agreement that clarifies the details of all that.
This might be another one for Commissioner DeLine. Did we raised our water rates recently? Did the rates in Westminster go up as well?
They did, yep.
Okay.
Yep, they went up the same as the rates here.
Okay. And so, Auditor Cronin, so even though we have some money moving around, this is essentially a $1.3 million reduction
It is, yes.
for the reading public. Thank you very much, Commissioner. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion we accept the young man's report.
Second.
A motion and a second. Seeing no objection, I'll take this on unanimous consent. It is approved. Moving on to the next agenda item, 013-25, order that the City of Fitchburg hereby rescinds Council Order 273-22 and 274-22, returning $98,400 to Water Enterprise Fund, balance reserved for land purchases. Commissioner Erickson.
So this was a loan order in order to fund the purchase of a conservation restriction on a property in Ashburnham. My understanding is that the The property is currently woodlands, and the property owner wanted to convert it to agricultural use, and that agricultural use wouldn't have fit with a conservation restriction, so they backed out of the deal. So because they backed out of the deal, obviously we can't go forward with our piece of it either, so we have to return that funding. So that's the request that's before you tonight, is to return that money that was originally borrowed for that purpose of acquiring that conservation restriction.
Thank you, Commissioner. Questions from committee members?
Nope. Make a
Motion to
we
approve.
accept.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Seeing no objections, it is unanimously approved. Moving on to our next agenda item, 014-25. Order the City of Fitchburg hereby approves the expenditure of funds from the Department of Health Police-Based Jail Diversion Program in the approximate amount of $47,000 for the purpose of maintaining the Police Department Crisis Intervention Team. We have the new Chief Giannini here. I think your first Finance Committee officially as Chief, sir?
It is. It has a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
All right. Welcome, Chief Giannini.
Thank you for having me, Council. This grant allows us to partner with Open Sky Community Services, and then we go out in a team made up of one police officer and one clinician from Open Sky, and we do home visits with people that were recently in crisis that we dealt with as a matter of routine patrol. This money will allow us to do multiple visits a week for the rest of the fiscal year.
Multiple visits per week.
Yes, it's, initially it was $47,000 represents a 7-month budget, but obviously now that we're in, we have left 5 months, so it would be 2 a week, but we'll be doing upwards of 3 a week because we have that extra money built in.
Per week. Questions from committee members?
Yeah.
Councilor Boschman.
I read your report on this, on the question to you. I also read that you're going to do, what do you call that, when you're on the computer? Zooming back and forth. Do you ever just show up at the house to make sure everything's okay, unexpectedly? Or do you make a phone call saying,
I don't know what
at
you're-
9 o'clock tomorrow morning, we're going to be at your house?
I don't know what you're talking about with the Zoom.
You know, when I read this, you show up at people's houses to make sure everything's okay.
These are all home visits.
Huh?
These are all home visits, nothing on Zoom.
Oh, it's nothing on Zoom? I thought I read something in here, Zoom, some of the meetings.
I mean, the police department meets with representatives from Open Sky to discuss the program, and that will be done via Zoom.
Oh.
But that doesn't cost anything.
Oh, okay, all right, never mind that, I read it wrong. All right, I apologize.
Further questions?
I have a question.
Councilor Walsh.
Yes,
Good evening, Chief.
good evening.
The person that you have on the police department staff who does mental health counseling, is she going to be part of this as well, or is that?
She is. I should have mentioned that. She's much less frequent. Again, since it's based on 7, we have her scheduled, I think, 14 deployments between now and the end of the year.
Okay, all right, I just wanted to check. Thank you.
Motion to approve?
I have a couple questions, committee members. You said to the end of the year, you mean the fiscal year, of course.
Fiscal year, yes.
Fiscal year, okay. And it will be 2 to 3 visits per week with this new JAG?
Correct.
Okay. And I see here mental health and emotional disturbances. What do we do for, is there any difference between this grant and the original regular police work when it comes to sort of liability concerns?
Liability what?
Liability concerns?
I mean, financial liability, Open Sky has to have an insurance binder before we partner with them. So they're covered on their end. And then it's just regular police work.
I see. All right, thank you. We had a motion.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Motion and seconds. Seeing no objections, I'll take this under unanimous consent. It is approved. Moving on to 015-25, order the City of Fitchburg hereby transfers a sum of $35,000 from Police Personal Services Patrolmen to Police Personal Services Dispatch Overtime. Chief Giannini.
Yes, this money is required to get us through the rest of the fiscal year to staff our dispatch room. Our dispatch room, we're kind of behind the 8 ball right away because we have 10 funded positions, and in a perfect world, we would have 12 funded positions. So the wiggle room is already eliminated due to our budgeted positions. The beginning of the fiscal year, we actually had 10. We were fully staffed, but 2 of them had just started and they were in training. Those 2 were in training 3 to 4 months each, and neither one of them worked out. So we never got up to above 8 fully trained independent dispatchers. We now have 1 more person in training, so we're currently at 9. There was a dispatch exam just last night that we're trying to fill the 10th slot, but we have not had 10 fully trained dispatchers able to work independently a single day this fiscal year, and the overtime is adding up. So this money will allow us to get through the rest of the fiscal year.
Thank you, Chief. Questions from committee members? Councilor Boschman.
When Ernie, the former chief, Ernie, on this dispatchers, I'm in favor of regional. I believe in regional dispatching. I believe that Fitchburg, we can't get the employees to come here for some reason. Or they do come here, they get trained, and then they go off to other communities. Even some of them, even at a lesser pay. And so I'm hoping that you take a real good hard look at this and see if we can get it to go regional. I know Ernie said he tried, but, you know, I just feel that when you get a lot of money for dispatching, it's hard to let go of the money. If when you get money coming in, and it's a lot of money, you don't like to see it go, disperse. But
I agree with you, Councilor, that what we're doing right now is not ideal. We have looked at regionalization. Myself and the mayor have already discussed it on my short tenure as chief, as well as centralization versus regionalization, which would at least bring all the departments in the city to a central dispatch. So I can assure you we're looking at options, and I don't like coming here asking for more money for dispatch any more than you like giving it to me.
all right, as long as you understand where I stand on this, because
I do, sir.
I really think that going regional is a lot better than what we got. And I think it'll benefit the city a lot more than what we have. That's my opinion.
Thank you, Councilor. Do I have any further questions from committee members?
Motion to approve.
I've got some questions.
Well, I'll withdraw my motion.
Thank you, Councilor. So you've sort of described some of the difficulties with our, getting and keeping dispatch people. Councilor Boschman alluded to it as well. Recently, I can't remember exactly when it was, but the council approved a considerable pay increase for dispatch. Have we seen that pay dividends in being able to hire and attain, or are we still losing them?
We have not, and unfortunately, it didn't take long after that contract was settled for the surrounding communities to up their pay, and we were behind the 8 ball again. I think we were equal with Leominster for less than a year, and then they got their contract settled, and they were well above us again.
So we're training them, and other municipalities are poaching them.
I mean, that has certainly happened. It hasn't happened this fiscal year. The 2 that left just didn't work out. They didn't go work anywhere. But it certainly has happened over the last decade.
It's an incredibly challenging position to deal with people in crisis, I'm sure, and to have those phone calls as a regular job, it must be a real challenge. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Comments from committee members? Seeing none and no objection, is unanimously approved. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, councilors.
Moving on, 016-25, order the City of Fitchburg hereby transfer the sum of $100,000 from fire personal services incentives to fire equipment and repair, automotive repair in the amount of $50,000, and fire maintenance of building in the amount of $50,000. Chief Suarez is here with us.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, councilors. And as always, thank you for your time. So this request is a transfer of funds within the Fitchburg fire budget. And this transfer will just help balance some of the buckets, some of the specific line items that we have. More specifically, it'll be our household and electricity bucket and our automotive. If anybody has any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them.
Questions from committee members?
I know I already talked to him for an hour.
Motion to accept.
Do I have any questions? We have a motion and a second. Seeing no one ready to speak on the motion and no objections, it is unanimously approved. Okay, moving right along here. 017-25, order the City of Fitchburg hereby approves the expenditure of funds for Massachusetts Emergency Management Performance Grant in the approximate amount of $15,500 for the purpose of purchasing TFT transformer nozzles, hazmat suits, and several AEDs. Chief Suarez.
Thank you again. And so this grant is a grant that we receive every year, and this year we've decided to purchase these items. One of the items that we're purchasing is hazmat suits. We were here maybe 2 years ago where we purchased expired hazmat suits. We purchased suits to replace our expired hazmat suits, and we're doing the same thing this year. When crews go into a hazmat situation, they go in with their suits on, but we also need a backup team to back them up. So this is what the purchase of these suits is going to do. We'll have these suits ready to replace our expired suits so that the backup team will be ready to protect the people going in. In addition, we're going to be purchasing 3 AEDs, which are our defibs. These defibs are going to go on to the frontline pieces. Some of our defibs are getting older now, so these will just be replacing these. And we'll be moving the older ones to the backup truck. So every piece on our fleet will have a complement of defibs on them. And the last is specialty nozzles. These are just nozzles that are specifically engineered to fight electric car fires. I was lucky enough to speak with Councilor Boschman today and explain to him how they work. We watched a short video on it. And basically these electric vehicles, the batteries are on the bottom of the vehicle. They're encased in metal, so it's very hard to put any type of water on it, the copious amount of water that's needed to actually extinguish the fire. So these nozzles will just help us penetrate that metal encasement, get the water on it, and help put out that fire.
Thank you, Chief.
And again, anybody have any
Committee
questions?
members? Councilor Boschman.
To my fellow councilors, it's pretty neat. He showed me the video. It's a thing you put underneath, because the batteries underneath the cars are wrapped up in metal, and it cools it off to save money, save water. But he's going to write to the president and say he needs an access hole on the side of the car so he can stick the holes in there to put it out faster to save water. Right, Chief?
That's right. I told him that he should call Elon Musk. Yeah, not the Tesla. It's a great idea.
Yes.
I love it.
Except, I am not touching that one. Just a second, please,
No.
Councilor. Do you have additional questions over here?
No?
Okay. Arthur Cronin, let the record show that Councilor Boschman thinks this is pretty neat. Thank you, Chief. Seeing no objections. Oh, we have a second? I'm sorry.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second, and seeing no objection, it is unanimously approved. Our final item today is 018-25. Order the City of Fitchburg hereby approves the
Thank you very
transfer of
much.
Thank you, Chief. Transfer of $5,000 within Community Development Block Grant, Year 45, COVID-19 funds to COVID rent and utility assistance from the following accounts. Pandemic legal assistance, $1,328.27. COVID grant administration, $3,671.73. We have Director Murphy here with us. Director Murphy.
Thank you, Chair Cruz, for letting me speak on this item today. This is a little bit more of housekeeping. So this is funds from CDBG COVID-19, funds from 2020. All of these funds have to be spent by the end of this year, this calendar year. The pandemic legal assistance wasn't moving. It was just sitting there, not getting spent. And it's a small amount of money, $1,300 and change. And even some of the admin money from this grant year, we didn't need to spend it. But New View Communities has done a really good job of spending that money on rent and utility assistance for folks in need, so we thought we'd reprogram it to that activity. So that's the intent here, is to just shift this money so that it can be spent helping people that still need help with rent and utilities.
Thank you, Director Murphy. Questions from committee members? Seeing none, I also don't have any questions. Do we have
Motion to
I'll get
approve.
one question before you go.
I'll withdraw my motion.
My question to you, you said New View?
Yes.
Isn't there a conflict of interest there? Because
Why?
New View owns apartments.
I don't know if they are using it for any of their apartments. That is a good point. We could certainly advise them that they shouldn't be, well, is it a conflict of interest? I think I'd want to get an opinion on that, because the benefit is really to the tenant. I don't know. I mean, that's a good point. It's not something that we've actually had a conversation about, but the assistance is going to the tenant. I understand the landlords may benefit, but I don't know that they're actually using this for any of their own properties. So we can certainly find out. We can get a legal opinion to make sure that if there's a conflict, we advise them that they can't use it on their own properties.
All right. I'm not trying to stop it. I know people need help. But when you said New View, I can tell you a bunch of people that own apartment houses, and they got people that haven't been paying them. Oh, they're behind on their lights. So why should one group get it all and the rest of the town don't get nothing?
We don't know that they do, but they have staff that have nothing to do with their rental property that manage these types of programs for the broad community, and it's not connected to their properties.
Okay. That's all I want to make sure. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Zarella.
Thank you. I was just going to say, certainly, if we get any legal opinion saying that this is improper, then obviously we need to do something about it. But otherwise, the way I would look at it is we're setting aside this money to assist people in maintaining their rent and utilities. If New View is giving it to tenants who are housed elsewhere, then it's accomplishing its goal. If New View is giving it to tenants who are housed in their properties, they're still providing rent and utilities to the people we want them to be providing it to. It's just in a slightly more direct way. So as long as there's no formal conflict, I'm not sure I have any issue with it.
Thank you,
I
President.
understand what you're
Thank you.
saying, but
Just a sec, just a sec.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. Thank you, President Zarella. Councilor Boschman.
Oh, Mr. Chair, I know it's not a lot of money, $3,000. Grace, the rents are $1,800, so how many people can it serve? 2 people?
Yeah, it's not a lot.
On a 3-bedroom? You figure $2,000 a unit. There's not even 1.5. So I wasn't trying to make an issue out of it, but I just want you to be aware that there are a lot of people that own apartment houses, and there are a lot of people that don't charge the market rate, believe it or not, and they fall behind, and they can't get caught up, and they don't know where to turn either. And I just want to point that out. I wasn't trying to pick on Newville, but I want to make sure that everybody gets a piece, to be able to get a piece, not just because we know Newville, but the guy up the street over here doesn't get nothing. That's all I'm saying.
No, Councilor, I actually think it's a very good point and a good catch, because at the end of the day, if this money is going to help individuals in Newview properties pay Newview, there's a question. There may be a conflict there. I actually agree with you.
Motion to hold?
I'm thinking that might be appropriate unless we can determine. Do we know if Newview has their own sort of policies that or legal policies that would prevent them from sort of giving it and then taking it right back?
It's not a discussion that we've had, so I can't answer that question, but I'd certainly be willing to get that information. Come back
no,
here
Councilor
again.
Boschman, I think that was a really good point. I would be inclined to hold as well. We have a motion to hold. Do we have a second?
Can we hold it? Can we ask her if we hold it? Does it make a difference?
We have a motion and a second on the table.
Oh, sorry.
Do we withdraw your motion? So that
No, I think we should hold it at least until the next finance meeting, until we can get a decision by the city solicitor.
I think we need a definitive answer too, but if Councilor Boschman would like to ask a question, you have to withdraw your motion.
Oh, okay. Then
There's no urgency on this. You said we have to have it spent by what year?
It does need to be spent by the end of this calendar year, so that's the ticking clock. So we have a little bit of time.
All right.
Okay.
I renew my motion to hold.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the table to hold this until our next Finance Committee meeting so that we can get a definitive answer from Newview regarding the dispersal of these funds. Do I have any objections? No. Seeing none, it is approved to be held. Excuse me. That concludes our agenda for this meeting. The next regular meeting of the Finance Committee will be 2 weeks from tonight, February 24th. If there now entertain a motion to adjourn. If there's
Make a motion to adjourn.
I hear no objections. We'll take it under unanimous consent. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
I object. No, I'm kidding.